Hey guys, how's everybody doing this weekend? A little stressed out because of the storm? I get it. It's a scary time we live in. Um, but as a Floridian, I get it. And I can hopefully, by the end of the speech, help you feel a little bit more prepared and a little bit more informed about your current situation. Yeah, let me start off by saying almost 85 million people were affected by hurricanes last year alone. So it is a dangerous topic. It is a worrying thing to think about. Um, but by the end of this, you shouldn't feel as nervous. You should feel like you know more. You should be walking away with how to be prepared, that knowledge of how to be prepared, what you need, and the essentials. And with a hurricane on the way, I thought it was necessary and maybe even essential to know this information. So I felt like it was a very appropriate topic for my speech today. Um, a little bit about the brief history of hurricanes in Florida. So hurricanes, for those who don't know, who have little to limited knowledge, let me go ahead and break that down for you. It's a massive storm that can cause damage to people or property, usually involving rain and wind and things of that nature, right? So these hurricanes have affected Floridians for the better part of 100 years and more, right? So over 100 years, they've had an impact on Florida and its residents. Some of the most dangerous storms and some of the more popular ones have cost up to totals of $16.9 billion, and that was Hurricane Charley, causing that much property damage, which is a lot of money, and it can cost you quite a bit if you're not prepared and you're caught with a tail between your legs. And even though it's scary, there is a way to be more prepared. So let's talk about how to be prepared. The first step that it recommends for you and your family is to create a emergency plan, right? So create a plan where no matter where they are, at school, at work, at home, wherever they are, they know how to get in contact with you, or vice versa, you get in contact with them so that you can meet at a specific spot and be safe, right? If you have children or you have older parents who kind of rely on you a little bit, or pets or whatever, just that everybody in the group who needs to know how to be safe can be safe, right? According to ready.gov, it is recommended that the area you stay in during a storm is downstairs, away from windows, and with availability of accurate, up-to-date information from the news. A lot of times during hurricanes, power does go out. AC gets cut, so you want access to like a battery-operated radio that you can get, the news from, so that you know when it's safe to go back outside, what you need to do if you need to evacuate, things of that nature, so that you're the safest that you can possibly be. Some of the more other things that it does recommend in ready.gov is to declutter your drains, your gutters, bring in all your outside furniture, and consider hurricane shutters. I know I personally put up hurricane shutters this weekend to kind of cover my windows so that any debris that's flying around outside during those very high-speed winds doesn't break a window and doesn't damage my property. And that's just the more important parts of hurricane survival and things of that nature. They recommend, I believe it is, according to the Red Cross, a 72-hour kit is essential for storm or emergency survival. And according to the Red Cross kind of pamphlet and handout, there's a couple required things, and I'm just going to run through the list real quick of what you need for that 72-hour kit. So that's to last you 3 days. 1 gallon of water per person per day. Clothing for each person. Non-perishable food, and non-perishable means that it's not going to go bad if it's not refrigerated. That you can keep it in dry storage, and it doesn't have to be attended to all the time. Required medication, if you need any, depending on if you have elderly or if you have, allergies or whatever, required medication that you usually have. Blankets, battery-powered radio that we talked about earlier, the essentials, the car keys, the cash, the cards, everything that you'd normally keep on your person. Specialized items for babies, elderly, and pets. So if you do have those younger kiddos, or if you have your parents living with you, or whatever the situation, that you have those necessary items so that they can live up to 3 days in a normal fashion. So, in conclusion, the purpose of my speech is to help you feel more informed of how to be more prepared for a hurricane. Hopefully, I was able to, dissect some of the things that you need, some of the things to not worry about, some of the things to worry about as you prepare for hurricane season. And the reason I said it is because it affects us as Floridians every year. So hopefully you can be a little bit more prepared. Thanks.